Okay. Good morning. My name is Rossi Pham, and I want to welcome you to our last community speaker program for this school year. Also, this will be our last program in this building after 16 years. We hope you enjoy our program.
Good morning. I'm Charlie Enlow. Will everyone stand and repeat after me? We live by always being the best that we can be. We love by always caring for others. We learn by always doing our best. We encourage by always inspiring ourselves and others. We leave a legacy by always making a difference in our school and community. Hello, my name is Kelsey Forbush. Our first speaker today is one of Camden Fairview's rising stars. She is the first part of our power couple speaking today. Mrs. Ashley Lilly is an educator at the Camden Fairview High School. There she's teaching students in the field of media and technology. She is the wife of our next speaker. Lilly is an educator, leader, and mother. Let's give her a big round of applause.
Good morning, y'all. How are you today? Pretty good. All right. Well, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Miss Lilly, as they've said. If you've never seen me before, you'll get to know me pretty well once you get to the high school. A little bit about myself. I started out teaching actually at the middle school. So I taught 6th grade keyboarding. Once you get over there, you'll get to meet Miss Christopher, and you'll love her class. But also I taught 8th grade computer science and business classes. So this year my role is a little bit different because I moved up to the high school and I teach a class called Audiovisual Technology and Film. If you've never heard of what that is, let me ask you a question. How many of you watch YouTube? Oh wow, is everybody in here almost? Okay, so just yell out, what are some of your favorite YouTubers? Okay, all right. Now, think of it this way, guys. Bring it back. So, by a show of hands, how many of you watch movies? Okay, so everybody again. Now yell out some of your favorite movies. All right, bring it back. So think about my class like this. So my students are those kids that you see walking around school and around other schools as well, filming. Okay, so some of the things that my kids do are filming sporting events, any school events that are going on, and they do individual projects as well. I have 4 of my students here with me today. I have Karter, raise your hand, Karter Whittington. I also have Burks here with me as well. And then this is actually being recorded to be posted to y'all's Facebook page by my other 2 students over here, Jada Porche and Jayla Carter. Now, just so you know, all 4 of my students that are here today have all come through CFIS and have been part of the mentoring program just like you, okay? So in just a minute, I'm gonna have 2 of them come up here and say a few words to you. But I want to kind of give you some hope of what you can look forward to once you move on from CFIS, especially if you're 5th grade and you're going on to the middle school once you get to the high school. So my particular class, not only do we broadcast these different sports and events around school, we also have our own TV studio in our classroom. Okay, we have our own green screen studio as well. But one of the main goals of our program is to make sure that our students have an avenue of being able to express themselves, okay? How many of you have ever thought about becoming a YouTuber before? Okay, so a pretty nice size, okay? When you come to the high school, and if you get into the program, those are some of the things that you can learn skills for. But not only that, I'm pretty sure probably 75% of my students will never enter the film career, okay? But they have a way to express themselves and what they are interested in, okay? I say all this to you to say that being there, showing up, being on time, being responsible, being honest is important, okay? My kids, these 4 students that are with me, they got out of school today. They got to come here and spend some time with you. And that comes with a level of trust, okay? Not only that, they're responsible and they make sure that they show up every day or as much as they can, okay? So I want to start out by having 2 of my students to come on up and say a few words to you. So, Karter and Kennedy.
Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing? Good. First off, I just want to start off by saying congratulations to all of y'all for making it through the school year. And I want to say thank you to Ms. Lilly for giving me this opportunity and many others that I honestly didn't even deserve. We got any 11-year-olds in here? Any 12-year-olds? All right, how many of y'all play sports? A lot of y'all. So Steve, really, Trent, but the way. So, how many of y'all get in trouble a lot? Just be honest. That is way too many. Okay, so, but I mean, I understand. I was in y'all's footsteps once. I got in a lot of trouble when I was y'all's age, and I always had people that were talking to me, but they were so much older than me that I felt, you know, this ain't your time. You don't understand what I'm going through. Y'all are 11 and 12. Some of y'all are only 2 years younger than me. I'm 14 years old. So y'all are so close in age with me, but y'all are so far under, like in an undergrade. Some of y'all have that advantage that y'all are gonna be 16 in the 9th grade and be able to drive yourself to school. But just, I mean, if you get into trouble, if you're messing yourself up this early, there's no way that's gonna happen. And whenever it comes to sports, this year, I got in so much trouble that I got kicked off the football team. So I'm not perfect. I'm not whatsoever. I never said I was. But thanks to Ms. Lilly and other teachers around me, they helped me get back onto the right track.
Although I've already been introduced, my name is Kennedy Burks. I've spoken to most of you all in the hallway. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, that's me. Okay, so I came up here to talk to you all about how education is important. Education provides stability. Just raise your hand if you have a younger brother or sister. Have they ever taken your toy or something from you? Like your food or something? Anything? Okay. Nobody can take away your education. Nobody can come in and just snatch your degree or your diploma out of your hand. Nobody can. And if they try, you just snatch it back because it's yours and you worked hard for that. So when you get over to the middle school, high school, college, or even starting now, try to maintain good grades. Try to have good grades. Try to be on your best behavior because conduct starts now. When you get into college, or let's say if you have to go for an interview for a job like all of us will have to do, however you act now is on your resume. All your experience and stuff is on your resume. So if you have bad recommendation, they're not going to give you the job. They're not. So what will you all do? Tell me what I've told you. Practice what? Because you need to what? All of that, yes. But just remember it. Nobody can take away your education. Nobody can take away that. So my time up is done. So thank you all so much for listening.
Thank you, Mrs. Lilly. I am Brody Cook, 5th grade leader and scholar. I want to introduce our next speaker. Our next speaker is a community leader, educator, coach, father, and husband. Mr. Fred Lilly Jr. is the current principal of the Camden Fairview Middle School. He will speak to us today on the academics, behavior, and commitment to education. Mr. Lilly will also inform the 5th graders what they need for the middle school to be successful. Let's give him a round of applause.
Good morning. Before I start, I'm gonna do mine a little bit different. I brought a student with me and I'm gonna let him speak first before I start. So come on up, Mr. Donta Thrower.
Hi, my name is Donta Thrower. I am currently 7th grader at Camden Fairview Middle School. I was a mentor at this school. I want to talk to you about being in middle school and making good choices. In the past, I have made some bad choices that I wasn't not proud of. I have been in ISS for being late and having too many D-halls. I was once in ISS had to miss a track meet and let my team down because of my choices. After that, I learned that I need to make better choices for myself and the people that depend on me. I play football, basketball, ran track, and I am a drummer in the band. Make good choices affect more than just you. Thank you.
Thank you, Donta. So, coming up before you today, I've been thinking about what type of message that I like to deliver. By a show of hands, how many people know who I am? Raise your hand. Okay, you can put them down. All right, so apparently some of you already know who I am. So, thinking about that, the message that I thought about giving today is based around choices. Your life is full of them. Now, I want to ask a question before I start. How many of you, this is by a show of hands, have all A's and never get into trouble? Raise your hand if you're that person. All A's, never get into trouble. Hey, so, okay, let's put them down. Now, I probably saw 7 hands and I see a lot more people in here. Now, the thing about that is I need to see more hands going up in the future. So, what I like to start talking about first is some choices. You heard Donta say that he received D-Hall and ISS and things like that for being late. Those are choices that he made. Now, when you get to the middle school, you're gonna have a lot more freedom, those of you that are 5th graders. And you have some choices to make. You got some activities that you can be involved in. You heard him mention band, you heard him mention football, you heard him mention track. The choices that you make can affect everything that you do. You understand that? Now, when I say, whose life is it? I want you to say, my life. Now, I want to try this. That's all you say is, my life. Whose life is it? My life. Whose life is it? My life. Okay. Now, I want to talk to you about a young man who's a little older now. Now, there's a person that I knew going through high school that did really well. They got a football scholarship, they got a choir scholarship, and they went to college with these scholarships. Now, when you go to college, you have to keep a certain GPA. Raise your hand if you know what a GPA is. Your GPA will be affected based on the grades that you make. So I want you to understand that. Now, those of you that consider yourself future athletes or future scholars, that is what's going to get you to college based on the choices that you make. Now, this person that I'm referring to, they went to college. When they got to college, this was the first time that they were really away from the people that they knew for their entire life. I'm talking about parents and guardians. They were out on their own, vehicle driving, being able to do exactly what they wanted, or what they thought they wanted. So this individual that I knew, they decided that they weren't going to go to class on time. They weren't going to show up. So you know what the college decided to do? No, they didn't kick you out. They sent this thing called a letter home. And that letter said that that individual is going to be placed on academic probation. So that means if that person didn't get their grades up, then they would be kicked out of school. Because colleges, they're not like public education. They don't take these individuals in this building that care about you, that focus on the choices that you make. The colleges don't do that. You just a number to them. You either in or you out, and they make their money either way. You understand that? So, what happened? That person went on academic probation. They got a letter. Now, this person that I know, too, they also had a vehicle, and it got took. It got took by their father. During that summer, their father came because they didn't have a car, so they couldn't go home. They took them. That individual went to a school called Arkansas Monticello. I don't know how many of you know where Monticello is, but it's about 65, 70 miles from here. And you have to travel through certain towns. Now, as they were going home, that individual's dad said, get out. They opened up their truck door and made that person walk down the side of that road. And that person walked for 3 miles. Now, what happened was when that father finally stopped that vehicle, they opened up that door. And this is what they said to him. If you continue doing what you're doing, this is where you will be for the rest of your life. That individual, some of you might have figured out as I was speaking, was me. Now, that next semester, I had a 4.0 because I knew it was the choices that I made. I did that. I put myself in that spot. I chose not to go to class. I chose not to do what was required of me. I can finally remember my roommate saying, come on, Fred, let's go to class. Nah, I'm good. I'm going to sleep in today. I'll go tomorrow. Not go tomorrow, not go the next day. That was choices that who made? You. Because it was whose life? You. My life. So I figured then that I needed to make it matter. That was the choice that I made. So I go back to say that to say this. Whose life is it? My life. Now you got to ask yourself. So we talked about grades, right? So raise your hand if you got all A's. Okay, put them down. A's and B's. Okay, I see a lot more hands. Let's say A's, B's, C's. Okay, put them down. Now, the thing about that is every choice that you make has a reaction to it. It can be positive or negative. And I'm letting you know today, next year, for you 5th graders, the choices that you make will choose if you see me on something good or something bad. But you know on the front end, it's a choice that who made? No, not me. I didn't do it. Because whose life is it? So every action that you have has a reaction. So if you choose to be great, I'll be there for that too. But if you choose that you decide that you want to straddle the fence, because I'm telling you, there's a lot more freedoms. There won't be anybody who walks you to the restroom during the class exchange, that's on you to get there and to make it to class on time. That's all about choices. So if you choose not to make it on time, you did hear Donta say that it was people depending on him. He's one of the best athletes in his grade. He was a starting middle linebacker. He played running back. He played point guard. He ran track. So his people depended on him. This is his team. So the choices that he makes not only affects him, because if he starts in all these positions and is not able to play, then who else does it affect? It sounds like he was a key part of what was going on, right? And I'm sure some of you have aspirations of being in the band, right? How many athletes do I have in here? Okay, put them down. How many people sign up for band next year? Okay, put them down. Now, I can say that there was more than half the room. How many of you all see yourself as just academic scholars, top-notch students, and that's what you want to be? Now, it was one problem with that. I need to do that again because I need everybody's hand raised when I ask that question. How many of you see yourself as academic scholars and that's what you want? Everybody's hand should be up. Because we want to make Camden Fairview the best place it could be. But we can't do it without the people in this room. And what? The choices that who make? You make. Because whose life is it? Mine. And with that being said, you know it's your life. You can only do one thing for me. And I challenge everybody in this room to do that. One more time. Whose life is it? Mine. And all I ask of you is to make your life count. Thank you.
Lilly, I am Jason and Silas. We want to thank our speakers for our special awards. Our mentor program would like for you to have the certificate.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Lilly and Mr. Lilly. Give a big round of applause to our scholars up here. Now, I want to thank Miss Utsi Stewart for all of her hard work, all these 16 years here. I really appreciate it. Our administration, Mr. Howard, Ms. Khan, thank you. Our sponsors, Kappa Chi chapter of Omega Psi Phi, for donating money for us this year to go on our field trips, and Farmers Bank and Graphics. So Bishop Thompson, who always take care of us. Matter of fact, he took some students to Memphis and paid for it all to the Civil Rights Museum. It's a short 6 years for our program here at CFIS. As we move forward, I want you to remember some of these lessons we taught you, they did. And I appreciate y'all going on and doing good things. I'm proud of you and I believe in you, okay? Lastly, it's hard not to be sad that this is coming to an end here, but I'm grateful that it happened. Now, with that said, we're going to give out our awards. for this month. Ms. Williams, go ahead, help me out. We have a special leadership award for a special person this morning. I want you to give him a big round of applause. Mr. Aaron Simpson. Come on up, Aaron. Aaron, y'all help him up here. All right, Aaron. See if I can get this right. The 4th grade female leader of the month, Jada Moorhead. Are you here? All the winners, please stay after it's over so we can get a picture with their leaders, with their speakers, and so we can put it on our web page. Okay, second, Miss Abby Fountain. The 4th grade males, leader of the month, Mr. Cassius Strickland. Is he here? He's in the classroom? Okay. Our second one is the leader of the month, Mr. Christopher Akins. Fifth grade girls, leaders of the month. First one is Anaya Young. Next, 5th grade leader of the month, Peyton Jackson. Fifth grade male. First one is Jabari Welch. I didn't think we were gonna get there, Jabari. We made it. And 5th grade leader of the month, Mr. Philip Lee. Please stay afterwards so we can get a picture of you. Also at 12 o'clock today, we will be serving pizzas to the 4th and 5th grade winners, okay? 4th and 5th grade winners, we're serving pizza today. So with that, we want to give everybody a big round of applause. Ms. Williams, everybody.